sometimes you might have had issues with uploading a preview video, which is really a requirement. So we're going to go through all of that. It's not going to be too long. It's going to be about 15 minutes. And then I'll leave open the rest of the time for you to ask me any questions that you would have. But once again, we really thank you for being a part of the Lensathon, and we cannot wait to look at your projects. I'm Hardik. I run AR Developer Relations lead as from India. I look after India and APAC. So if you're in any of those places and if you have questions, just hit me up. If not, if you can just post some questions onto the forum, which you all have access to in case if you get stuck somewhere. That let us all begin. I'm going to quickly share my screen, and you will see a Lens Studio, the version 4.22 out here. I'm going to quickly go ahead and select countdown as a template. Will not do much things out here, but I'm going to quickly go ahead and change some dates and then just submit that lens uh, to take you through that process of how to submit the lens. While the project opens up, do remember for the Lensathon, you have 2 more days until your final submission. So if you've not start prepping for it, please start doing that. Uh, this is where we are. If you look at your screens right now, you on the top left hand side of your screen, you have project info and publish lens. First, what you should really try and do is go ahead and change your name of the lens. I would say happy birthday. I will select the front camera and the rear camera. In your cases, what you should really, because you're building world your experiences, you should just disable the front camera so that what happens is people are able to use the experience on the rear cameras. Unless you really also want somebody to use the front camera, give an instruction out there saying that please experience this lens on the rear camera. That's when you can keep the front camera on. They can then switch, or they can then manually go and select the rear camera. But in our scenario, I can go ahead and select rear camera, just the rear camera. For the purpose of the demo, I'm going to keep the front camera on as well. You can go ahead and hit this button. You can select any image that you would want. Uh, I could quickly go ahead and select a Lens Studio image. You should not use this image, but this is just an example. You can move around the circle that you see. You can increase or decrease the size based on what you would want. This ideally is supposed to denote what the icon that you will find in the carousel whenever you're unlocking your lens. Once that is done, you hit save, you hit apply, you hit save, we're ready to publish the lens. But before that thing, what I would recommend you are doing is on the top right segment, if you've signed into Lens Studio already, you will find something out here saying that send to Snapchat. What I recommend you doing is you send this lens to your Snapchat account, which is paired with your phone. As soon as you send it to your Snapchat account, the other thing that you should do is you should record a video of you using the lens. And I will tell you how it can come in handy. Once you are done with this process, come back onto Lens Studio. Go ahead and hit Publish Lens. As soon as you hit Publish Lens, it will keep on doing a few processes in the background. Open up your browser to fill in a lot more information, and we'll just go through that information. You will probably, my screen will be different than your screen, but what you could do is you will find something called as community lens. You hit that. Please go ahead and select submit as a new lens. And what you will notice is the name of the lens that you had in your Lens Studio is what gets published out here. Select a category. In it's is as simple as for me it is more around, guess what is it, a cultural event. Yeah, it's a family event, right? Because it's a lens for somebody's birthday. You can add a few tags onto it. Remember, your tags have to be a minimum of 3 characters. These tags are important because if somebody searches for it on Snapchat, the possibility of your lens coming up is really high. Two, if you have made this lens where, say, if somebody can point the camera to, say, an animal, and you would want the lens to come up, this is where you can use scan triggers. So you could simply type in animal, or select one from the drop down that you have. So you could just try this out. Those are the things that you could do. Then at the very last thing, you can go ahead and say add lens preview. When you do that thing, and this is the most important thing, this is probably also sometimes where you could find a lot of issues, is that you have to make sure that your preview video is 9 by 16 and less than 32 MB in size. Remember, when we shipped that uh, lens that you created on Lens Studio, you paired it with your phone, it came up on your phone. When you've recorded that video, you can simply email that video over to yourself. Once you email it to yourself, you can download it onto your desktop or wherever your files are located. I have already done that process. I'm going to go ahead and select that file. This is what it is. This is what I've already done and kept. I'm going to say open that thing, and you notice it's going to give me an error. This is simply because the phone that I was using was not of the correct resolution. What do we do in this cases? In this cases, if you, ta-da, let us see where we are at. Going to open up a new tab. I'm going to go to Google. What I'm going to type is basically Adobe Express Video Editor. And what we will essentially find is one of the tab which gives you edit video online for free. A tab like that is what you would click. What we want to now do is we want to really resize our video. So it will ask you to log into Adobe Express. I'm already logged in. You say edit your video. When you say edit your video, I'm going to have everything skip. What we are going to go into is a place where we can go ahead and change the aspect ratios of our video. So let me do this thing. I'm going to go to the home screen. I'm going to go into video out here. Here it says something called as resize video. If you're able to see my screen, I'm going to hit resize video. I'm going to browse. I'm going to select that file which was there. I'm going to hit open. Once I do that, I could go ahead and I could select Snapchat out here. It already gives us 9 by 16, and I will hit download. While this is processing, the reason why we are doing that is to make sure that for for folks who are going to judge your lenses out, if you add a preview video which is 8 to 10 seconds long, we could really look at the preview video and imagine what the lens would be. Uh, and then we can go ahead and process it, unlocking the lens and what to experience with it. If we do not have that, and if you do not have instructions written on your lenses, it might just become a little too difficult for the judges to realize or to play around with your lens. Now that this is done, I'm going to go back into my lenses. Where did it go? Okay, going to go back into my lenses. And when I go ahead and this time it's there in my downloaded folder. This time when I go ahead and do that, you see this, we've just got this from Adobe Express. When I say open, it it has gone ahead and it has done all the right settings, right resolutions, etc. I can hit apply. And then once you select, I'm just going to categories, I can hit submit lens. Uh, you might want to always remember by visibility always has to be public, because if it's hidden, will not be able to use your lens. The judges will not be able to look at it. Please, please, please make it public so that it's easily searchable, and then you hit submit lens. As soon as you do that, it's going to take a while, about less than a day for you for the lens to become live. Once it is live, you can go ahead and keep on editing it if you want to edit it, but otherwise you should all be good. Folks, this is what I really wanted to show to you, the entire flow of how this is going to work. Yes, please drop in your questions if you have them in the Q&A section. I'm happy to take them. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that I can look at the questions. And we have one. I can't publish my lens that connects connected lenses module. It redirects you to blank screen. And this is Maria who's written that thing. Yes, I am aware of that. The dev force team did reach out to me. Please drop me an email on hardik@snap.com. I'm going to take that thing and send it to the support team. So please expect to hear back some answer. What else do we have? I'm around if in case if you have a lot more questions. Right. Somebody on YouTube has posted a question on the preview video keeps getting rejected because it is not a match by 9 to 9 by 16. This is exactly what we did with Adobe Express online. If you want, I can share my screen all over again and show it to you. So just so that everybody knows, I'm sharing my screen. We are going to go to tada. We are going to go to Adobe Express. So express.adobe.com is where you go to. On the home page, you will have quick actions. Make sure you select video. When you select video, say resize the video, browse the video that you had. In my case, it was this video, which was already saved. When you do that thing, it's going to start processing a lot of stuff. What we want that is for Snapchat, we want it to 9 by 16, so you know it will automatically scale itself. Remember to select it. So let's say if you again come back to Snapchat, you hit that thing, so you will see a black box around it. It's going to be 9 by 16. Hit download. When you hit download, when it gets saved, try and upload it again there at that point of time, and it should work fine. Again, this is free for use. It's you just have to sign in. You just have to create an account on Adobe, but that's about it. Hope this has answered your question. Mark has given a question on, is it okay to use third-party 3D models if we have rights to use them? As long as you are able to say you have the rights to use them, please go ahead and use that thing. If somebody from the rules and regulations, if somebody from the DevForce team comes back asking you a question about, can you show us that you have the rights to use that thing, if you'll not be able to show it at that point of time, it may just get rejected for submission. So my recommendation generally is not to use third party stuff, but that's me. You could have a different method of doing it. What else? Carlos has asked a question of not being able to publish a lens if it's a connected lens. Hi, Carlos. Yes, aware about that. Please drop me an email on hardik@snap.com. I'm going to reach out to the product teams and they will help you out with that. So do not worry on that. We are looking into it. Any more questions that you would have? Going to wait for another couple of minutes for folks who've joined in a little late. What we showed or what we did is we went to my lenses, we got error when we were uploading our preview video. So we went back to Adobe Express Online. It's a free tool where we went ahead and we resized the video. This really happens because not all phone screen resolutions are same and we really need a 9:16 video uh, uh, for us to make sure that it becomes a part of your preview. Uh, Go back, you can look at this recording whenever you have chance. I've gone through those steps over a couple of times and that should help you solve that problem. If there is nothing more, I could end this session. In case if you have more questions, feel free to go to community.snap.com. That those are our forums. You can post in your questions there. Somebody is always looking at it. That's one thing. If you still feel that you still need more help, please reach out to DevPost. And if you still need more help, my email is hardik@snap.com. Just drop me an email and I will make sure that we are able to solve your problem. Once again, thank you for being a part of this Lensathon. I know it was a very, very hectic 6 weeks. Just the very end of it, another 2 more days. That's also the time that you have to submit your lenses by. Fill in all the project information on DevPost. Please make sure you go through the rules and regulations on DevPost. Let me share my screen once again so that you know what I'm talking about. So please make sure you go through all the rules. If you feel you are not able to understand something, just reach out to DevPost in the discussion forums, and they will look at it. But make sure you go through all of it, follow it to the T, and we should be good. Uh, okay, more question. I am getting error which says fail to compress followed by the name of the model text that's going to followed by the name of the model. Yes, sometimes if it's a warning, it is okay. But if it's a red icon, then it might not happen. So it could be an error or it could be a warning. If it's warning, it's just for you to take care of. But if it's an error, then it will not work. That's it. No more questions. Thank you very much, folks, for your time. We are happy to support you. Uh, we will keep you posted. I know there's a lot of requests of keeping the streams on. We'll try and make sure that we will really work towards making sure that we keep doing this thing because as a community, you all have been loving it. Uh, we will keep it. We will keep you all posted. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Bye bye.